Look at a child who is deep in play. A cardboard box has become a spaceship. A line of stones is a family having dinner. A stick is, somehow, both a sword and a horse. To an adult walking past, it looks like nothing. Cute, but nothing. They're just playing. Here's what nobody tells you. That child isn't killing time. They're doing the most important work of their entire childhood. And their brain knows it, even if we don't. Play is how the brain builds itself. We tend to split a child's day into two boxes. There's learning, letters, numbers, the things that look like school. And there's play. Everything else, the filler in between. But that split is backwards. For a young child, play isn't a break from learning. Play is the learning. It's the way a developing brain builds itself, testing, repeating, imagining, failing, and trying again. Children aren't playful by accident. That deep urge to play is built right into them. It's simply how a young mind grows. Play builds the manager. Take the thing every parent wishes their child had more of, self-control. The ability to plan, to wait, to follow a rule, to stop and think. In an earlier video, we called the part of the brain that does this the manager, and we said it's slow to grow up. Here's the surprising part. Children exercise that manager far more during free play than when we're telling them what to do. A child building a tower has to plan, focus, and try again when it falls. A child playing shopkeeper has to remember the rules of the game and stick to them, even when it's hard. They're practicing self-control, not because an adult demanded it, but because the game itself asks for it. And a skill you practice because you want to grows much faster than one you're forced into. Pretend play, the superpower. And the richest kind of all is make-believe. When a child picks up a banana and holds it to their ear like a phone, something remarkable just happened. They've made one thing stand for another. That's the very same mental move behind language, behind numbers, behind reading. A symbol standing in for something real. Pretend play is where abstract thinking is born. It does more. To play house or doctor with a friend, a child has to imagine someone else's role and someone else's feelings. The theory of mind we talked about in the video on sharing. They have to negotiate, take turns, and agree on the story. One psychologist, Vygotsky, put it beautifully. In play, a child is a head taller than himself, pretending to be a calm doctor, a patient teacher, a brave explorer. They practice being more grown-up than they are, and slowly they grow into it. Building, balancing, persisting. Even the quiet play matters. The child stacking blocks isn't just stacking blocks. They're learning about balance, gravity, shapes, and space. The foundations of math and engineering felt in the hands long before they're ever taught at a desk. And every time the tower falls and they build it again, they're practicing something no worksheet can teach: persistence. Play is how children handle big feelings. There's one more thing play does, and it's the one we notice least. Children use play to handle feelings they can't yet put into words. A child who just had a frightening visit to the doctor will, that afternoon, give a teddy bear a checkup. A new sibling, a move, a scary moment. You'll often see it turn up, quietly, in their play. This isn't random. Play is how children take something too big to understand and make it small enough to hold. It's where they rehearse the world and their place in it, in complete safety. The myth that's structured is better. So if play is doing all of this, here's the mistake that's easy to make. We look at all that learning and think, let's make it efficient. Let's structure it, direct it, fill the day with lessons and classes and the right toys. But much of play's power comes precisely from the fact that the child is in charge. When a child leads their own play, deciding what the box becomes, what the rules are, what happens next, they're doing the planning, the problem solving, the imagining themselves. An adult who takes over, even kindly, quietly takes the work away. It's also why the open-ended things, a box, blocks, sticks, sand, so often beat the expensive toy that does everything. A toy that does everything leaves nothing for the child to do. And it's why even boredom has a job. That empty, restless afternoon is often the doorway to the most inventive play of all. Once a child is left alone long enough to find it, what actually helps? So what does a child really need from us? Less than we think, and something harder. They need protected time that isn't scheduled, planned, or filled with screens. They need a few open-ended things and permission to make a mess. They need us to follow their lead instead of correcting it, to be handed the toy phone and just say hello, not turn it into a lesson. And sometimes they need us to do the hardest thing of all, to step back, let them be bored, and trust that something will grow in the space we leave. Because here's the quiet truth. When you watch a child lost in play and feel that pull to interrupt, to teach, to tidy, to make it productive, it's worth remembering what you're actually looking at. Not time being wasted, a mind being built. The imagination, the focus, the problem solving, the empathy they'll use for the rest of their lives. All of it is being assembled right now in a game that looks, to us, like nothing at all. So the next time your child is deep in some strange little world of their own, and part of you wants to call them back to something real, try to let it run a little longer. The play is the real thing. It's the most serious work they will ever do, disguised perfectly as fun. If this helped, the next video looks at another thing children do that can drive any parent slightly mad, asking why 100 times a day, and why those endless questions are a sign of something wonderful. We'll see you there.